be looking at, we're going to be applying the same thing we've been doing to tasks. And the idea is that we're going to be looking at current movements. We're going to kind of visualize what we would like to see as an ideal movement. And then we're going to compare and contrast what the movements are happening that are causing the skis to do what they do for the skiers that we have. Okay. And how many of you watched the videos that I sent? All of you did? Good. What were your first impressions? Oh, somebody's got a hand up? No, it's me. What have I got my hand up? I don't remember saying anything. I didn't put my hand up for any reason. What were your first impressions? Oh, don't everybody speak.
I have some, but I don't want to be the first one to speak because I always talk first.
Okay. Anybody else want to speak first? Here's our first guy.
Well, if these were railroad tracks, they weren't railroad
It's not
tracks.
that guy. It's the guy behind him, I think, we're supposed to be looking at.
Oh, I thought it was the first guy.
Oh, the first guy was, no, that was, yeah. Yeah, that was nowhere near a railroad track. Matter of fact, those were really bad parallel turns.
He was just skiing.
Yeah. And then here is our second skier. And just for clarity, I'm going to go ahead and tell you what the IDP says. Tails follow tips to create a carved ski performance. Link tracks in both directions. Skis stay the same distance apart. Skis flatten an edge at the same rate, time, and the same duration. Angulation starts with the lower body to increase edge angle. Legs tip at the same time and rate to create angulation. Legs flex and extend independent of each other to create inclination. It's done on usually green terrain. I mean, obviously a cat track is where all these folks are doing them. So what are your first impressions? Were these passes or fails and why?
So looking at the second video, I feel like I barely could see the guy in the first video. You just don't get a big look at him. But the person in the second video, her legs are really close together. And I feel like I'm seeing places where her tails are washing out and are not following her tips. And I'm not seeing a lot of anything from her ankles and her lower legs. So I'm not sure that it is a pass.
Okay. What about this guy in the green and blue?
Well, he's okay. So I think he's more likely a pass. It seems like that maybe he is tipping a little. I feel like I'm seeing some edge, and I'm not. At least his feet are more appropriately apart. They stay at the same distance, and I think his tails are following his tips better.
Cool.
Like that, those few looked pretty good right there.
Anybody else want to comment on that?
I didn't pass either of them.
Why not?
Well, with him, I saw his ski tips wobbling, and I saw his whole body kind of tipping. He's not using lower leg tipping to get on edges. So to me, he didn't quite do it. And if you notice when he's going back, when he's going past and he's posing, he's sitting back. So it's probably why I see his tips wobbling a bit.
And you can see with the other gal, she's creating that A-frame. She's not tipping her skis simultaneously. She tips one and then the other.
Yeah.
And she's skidding a lot.
Yeah. So what does that tell you about her tipping?
There's no tipping there.
Not tipping.
There's not
Same
enough
thing.
tipping,
Yeah.
right?
Same
She's
thing as the other
tipping.
guy.
She's tipping, but where is the
Oh,
tipping coming
yeah.
from?
It's her whole body.
Up the
Yeah,
bottom.
she's inclining
Yeah.
more than
Right.
she's using angulation. Right.
Yeah.
Now, I will say this on the IDP, the new IDP, it says initial tipping comes from inclination. I don't know where that got added in. It's in no other IDPs ever going into the past. I would ignore that and throw it away. It's not supposed to be there. I think it's an error that was left in there because it does not come from inclination. There is inclination, but it's usually caused through the deflection, not we need to tip in order to get the skis to tip. No.
Well, you could say it's inclination of the lower legs.
Sure, we got a name for that though.
Angulation.
We got angulation. So yeah, so this is what I see with the guy in the green. Okay. I do see the outside ski, the new outside ski tipping, and it is getting him some ski performance. What I'm not seeing is simultaneous and same amount of tipping with the inside ski, which causes that ski to kind of like wiggle,
Yep.
right? So as he turns his body, the ski tends to track with his body, not because it has, contact with the snow. So if I was coaching him, there are two things. A, I'd like to see the legs a little closer together so he can activate his angulation a little bit more. And I want to see that inside knee tip before the outside knee as a cue.
I would add to that for both of them, they need some separation of their upper and lower body.
There is a little bit of separation in railroad tracks, but again, let's not confuse it by saying there's going to be a lot of lateral separation because there's almost no rotational separation.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And it is, you kind of nailed it, Scott. I mean, when he goes by,
Yeah.
when he gets to this spot right about there,
There it is. He's also in a wedge there.
well, sure.
Yeah.
Right? Because I kind of have a feeling that one of the ways that he does start to initiate the turns from watching what he's doing and not really understanding that he needs to tip both legs, that he's probably using this to start this.
And in this frame, it seems like his upper body is straight, and but
Yeah.
he
Yeah,
might
I
have
mean-
some ankle flexion here, but his upper body is very straight.
So his ability to pressure or get the inside ski to grip or bite is kind of compromised, isn't it?
Yeah.
Hey, is Katie here tonight? Katie is not here tonight. Okay. Because she had a question and I wanted to answer too. Yeah. So he's not quite in a good position. What about, we don't really see her from the front.
Mm-mm.
So what's going on with this girl? Now that we're really talking about mechanics, she starts out better
Yeah.
and then she kind of restarts. As she goes faster, it disappears. Right?
She's
Right
having a problem
about
with
there.
the speed control. When she goes faster, she starts to skid.
Yeah. The tails start to move more than the tips.
And
right?
she's
We're
not
losing-
she's not consistent in the separation of her skis, and they probably should be a little bit farther apart to start
Mhm.
with.
I would like to see them maybe a little further apart. I think you could still execute it with them about where they're at.
Yeah,
The problem is they're still doing this because they're not on edge, right?
right.
Mm-hmm.
And like you said earlier, she's leaning to get him on edge. She's not tipping with her feet and legs.
So when she starts up here, right, you can kind of see it. It's not there, but right there, right? Right there.
Shoulders
A little
go,
bit.
shoulders go, hips go.
Yeah, the shoulder goes, the skis go, but see, there's a little bit of tipping there that's happening. A little bit of tipping. But when she gets faster, what happens?
It looks like she tries to tip her outside leg, but she's balancing on her inside, which is a flatter ski.
What does she
And
try
then
to
she
do in
skids
order to get
because of
on
that.
edge, though? Is she starting to use her lower legs?
Mm-mm.
No. It becomes an inclination move.
Yeah.
And she,
She's not, yeah, she's not using her lower body. She's not, maybe needs to flex more to be able to create more angle,
Mm-hmm.
edging angle.
Yeah.
Well, there should be a flexion of both the knee and the ankle to create the edge for the railroad track, which she's not doing. Her legs
Right.
are static.
Her legs are very static, especially when she starts to get up to speed, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now she's like, I don't want to go much faster than this.
uh, there's no aid from inside inside leg. No aid from tipping inside ski. It's inside leg, inside ankle.
Yeah. Yeah. So what do we need? What, from an ideal standpoint, other than just repeating verbatim what the IDP says, what would we like to see them do differently? What, and let's add some dirt to it, right?
First thing I would say is start the tipping of the skis from the lower legs and ankles.
Yeah. Is there a particular one you'd like to see more of?
Are you asking me between legs and ankles?
Legs and ankles, or both, or how, or what?
I'd like to see her start the tipping, closest to the ski with her ankle.
Yeah. When? Sooner? Later? Immediately? Slower?
That's what starts any turning is that. So sooner. I mean,
Sooner.
that's where you start. As soon as you want to go, it's your ankle should go first. Should tip them
Yeah, they
first.
want to move this way and this way.
Oh, in other words, so how are you pressuring your boot? You want to pressure your boot from to the side you're turning, the front and side.
The
If you're
front
turning
and
like
inside.
diagonally.
Yeah.
Okay, you're talking about like this 10, 12, 2 o'clock, this kind of.
Yeah, now you're starting to add a cue to it, right? Can we tip the knees towards the 2 o'clock position?
Yeah.
Can we tip the knees towards the 10 o'clock position?
So you're going from 2 to 10, right?
Right.
Well, depending on which way you're turning. You start at 2, when you go the other way, you roll them to 10.
Weight has to shift to the outside ski in this maneuver and gradually link the turns.
Yeah.
And as speed increases, they should use more of wider, make wider turns to control speed.
Sure. Even though the IDP says that it needs to be kind of in one cat track, but I still think it's really wide, but right.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean,
It is for railroad tracks.
half of this cat track right here would probably be one cat track wide. I mean, yeah, that doesn't make any sense. This
And
one.
maybe there should be slightly more flexion in the knee and
Mhm.
dynamic flexion in the
Yeah.
ankle, knee, and hip joints.
So that we can drive which part of the ski?
The tail. Oh no, the tip.
Yeah.
Ski, yeah.
Because the other fundamental focus on this one is control the relationship of the center of mass to the base of support to direct pressure along the length of the ski. And most of both of their struggles are because they do not do that. So I end up with a very, very limited performance and with almost no performance on the inside.
And you can also use that common thread of flex and extend legs independently, because ideally you're going to see a little bit of differentiation in that. The
Sure.
inside leg shortens, the outside leg lengthens, and that flows that way.
Yep. Yep, exactly. I mean, he does it a little better here at the top, where he kind of tips out to the outside ski, then tips back to the outside ski, and then tips to the outside ski.
Yeah.
But as he goes faster too, he starts to lose it. Like right there, it's gone,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
Goes
So
straight down.
he's trying to tip the lower legs, but he's not really aligning.
Hmm.
Cool. This task seem achievable tonight?
For them or for us?
I
for you
I was
guys.
curious.
I'm just gonna do 2 breakout rooms today. Oh, these are good groups. David, Luna, Laura,
You
Mary.
didn't address the third skier though.
Oh, you want to see the third skier?
Yeah.
All right.
Mhm.
That came pretty close, if not, I thought that those were good railroad tracks.
Yeah, I mean, she was actually the first person I found. I go, surely
Yeah,
there's
except she
somebody who's
fails because she uses 3 cat widths to make a turn.
she uses 3 cat widths to make a turn.
So what?
Yeah. That's railroad tracks got to be within a cat width.
Is that right? I don't remember seeing that, but
It's actually in the IDP. It's supposed to be 1 cat track wide.
She's actually
So-
making turns.
This is a better performance.
Yeah, she builds speed down towards, she's making turns, not railroad tracks per se.
But she's doing a better job carving.
She's making very nice carved turns
Yeah.
with flexion and extension of the legs,
Yeah.
Yeah.
knees and ankles and hip.
However, there's still a weirdness that's happening, right? But this is much better performance. And I think for a level 2 task, this would be a pass.
She does bring her skis together at the end. There's a little bit of change in the width, but that's about it.
Yeah, why is that happening?
I think it's because she's shifting her weight from one to the other,
Yeah.
letting the inside ski slide in.
Is she extending, like leading the inside ski there?
She's got a switch, right?
Yeah, but
Yeah,
it's
there's
like
like a
she's
little
pushing the
switch that's
inside.
happening.
Yeah.
So that's how she's managing her fore-aft pressure, because she goes from this position and then she just moves
Yeah.
the other ski forward.
Yeah, exactly. She's leading.
Yeah.
I think she steps off of one ski and onto the other one. The other one just
She
slides
does. I
in.
mean, that's the consequence of what she's trying to do, right?
Right.
She's getting pressure to the outside ski
Yeah.
by moving the inside ski forward so she can get pressure off of it.
Yeah.
And it's a very race-oriented movement.
Mm.
She's more skilled at the fore aft than the other two are. But even when she gets to like, right, where is it at? Not there, right there, right here.
Oh, she's back.
So, yeah,
She's aft, so she's leading that inside ski out to take the pressure off, so that because she's aft, she has to do that to be able to create force on her outside ski, pressure
right,
on the outside ski.
right. And she's not tremendously aft. Don't get me wrong. I mean, she's still getting performance out of the ski. It's kind of what she does is the is kind of makes you scratch your head going, well, is that even necessary? Or is it just an extra movement?
Hmm.
But it's a different performance than we go watching this guy who's moderately more successful than the first person. Look how she's really tipping those legs,
Mhm.
right? And he's not.
Well, she's creating more angulation to be able to do that.
Yeah. And she's getting the inclination down there because she's made a big wide turn. But even here, she's not using a lot of inclinations. This is all angulation.
Well, I think the slope gets steeper as she gets farther down. That
Mm-hmm.
helps
Oh,
her.
sure. And she's going faster and faster and
Yeah.
faster.
Mm-hmm.
So she's got to react to the forces that are happening.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody got any questions on this? Already lost one person. Uh-oh. Lost two people. Dion's made an appearance, so she's probably eating
Just trying to make up for the two you lost.
though.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Dion, we heard you had a really good lesson today.
It was so good. I took all the stress off of everybody else because I am the first service recovery of the year.
And that's amazing that that would happen to you, because I wouldn't think that
Cheers.
you were capable of having a bad lesson.
It was the worst lesson I've had in, I don't know, a decade.
Mm.
It happens to everybody.
So what made it so bad?
I am happy to tell you guys, but this is Gumby's time. So if you want to hear about my day, let's do it at the end of MA.
That's fine.
That sounds good. I'm
All
sorry
right.
you had such a bad day.
Everybody has those. All right. So, Dion, I'm going to put you, hold on. I don't even see you here. All right. I'm going to go ahead and open the rooms up and I'll begin. I'm going to drop you some videos. I got a question. I'm going to keep them simple. We're going to do simple ones tonight. One's going to be wedge turns. The other one's going to be basic parallels. Groovy? I'll save the javelin turns and the white pass turns for another day. Oh, there you are. Assign to, I'm going to put you in room one. All right.
You're muted, Chuck.
I am. Of course I am. There we go. All right. So here are the wedge people. Who's going to speak? Were these the two wedge people I gave you, or was it the other one?
No,
Those are the two.
Those are the two.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Compare and contrast. Use dirt. Tell me about it. Okay, let's make it easier. Are they successful?
I.e., are they making wedge turns? Yes.
No, they're making wedge turns that would be approved by level 2 PSIA.
No.
Okay, why? All right, Dave, you said no first, so I'm going to put you on the
Okay.
spot.
So we're the guy in the red,
Hmm.
he is in his wedge turns, he's using his upper body to help with rotation in the turn. And that's as a result of he's of displacing his outside ski because he's not releasing the edge of the inside ski. So he's so as a result, his upper body is helping him with his turn. This is his movements are relatively slow. And as he's coming around using the upper body to help with rotation, and his the inside edge of his ski not releasing, there's a slight or minimal inclination occurring. And he tends at the bottom of turns to match his skis somewhat. He's not staying in an even wedge throughout the turns.
Okay, what about the kid on the right?
The kid on the right is now he's young, so maybe he's not at an age where he's not in an age where he's going to be able to create separation of upper and lower body. So he's using a lot of upper whole body rotation, and he's extending and flexing quickly and applying a lot of pressure to the outside ski, and which is extending. His foot is displaced or extending out, creating more edge angle and a quicker or more rapid turn as he flexes. And that's his turn is more quick or abrupt in the shaping, particularly in the shaping phase of the turn, and then slower in the finishing phase.
And that's because of the
There's he's extending using a whole body rotation to me and then having to make tighter, quicker turns with the brushes.
Mhm.
And the other guy didn't have any brushes, so he didn't have anything to determine the rate at which he was trying to turn.
Right. So that's how they're different. How are they the same?
Neither of them passed.
They
They
have
didn't
a
pass because they weren't making smoother, rounder turns, right, Dino?
Well,
They
they
have
both have
a-
upper body
drop.
rotation.
Hey, Laura,
Okay.
what did you just say?
I just
Repeat
said
it
they're
for
both
everybody.
turning through upper body rotation, so that's how they're similar.
That's how through upper
That's
body
how they're
rotation,
similar.
yes.
They're similar, right?
Yes.
And
So
I
what
don't
ab-
think either of them are really releasing that inside ski where they should be.
Oh, okay. Tell me about that. Now, I'm going to preface this, of course. What is a basic thing about wedges and edges?
Oh. That the edges are opposed, and so
Right.
when you turn to the left, your inside ski needs to flatten a little, or it's just going to be fighting with the
Yeah.
outside
It's
ski as it
still
makes that
still
turn.
opposing and it's still opposing. So I think I would be careful about saying release, right? You're flattening to allow it to be more easily steered.
flat. Okay, so the inside has to be flattened so that we can steer
Mm-hmm.
in that direction, and neither of these skiers are releasing that inside ski as early as they should, as early as they could.
Okay, cool. I like it. I like it. I like how you're tying the rotational piece to the edging piece. Now they're doing completely different tasks, right? The
Mhm.
guy on the left is trying to do gliding wedges, which is they're wedges. And then the kid on the right has definitely got a task that he's doing. And I am seeing some things in him that I'd like to see the other guy do.
So I'm gonna add some stew to our pot.
Ooh, cool.
I
Go.
I pulled up the IDP
Oh,
because you
no,
wanted
you
to
can-
know how they are not going to pass. Well, let's read the ski performance. Skis maintain a consistent wedge shape with tips together and tails apart on opposing edges. Do either of these skiers maintain a consistent wedge shape?
Yeah.
Skis maintain a consistent wedge size.
No.
Yeah.
Skis turn at the same rate throughout the whole turn.
Mhm.
Both skis steer into the fall line as the inside edge flattens and the outside edge increases.
Mm.
There could be a little piece of dirt that these two are missing, right? They don't flatten the new inside ski as quickly as they edge the outside ski. And so they have to add a little twist. I forgot that my camera was off. I was showing you that with my hands. Sorry.
Yeah.
Center of mass stays between the feet at all times, moving laterally towards the inside of the turn.
Are they doing that?
Actually, both of them are doing that.
Yeah.
They're mostly staying inside their wedge,
Uh-huh.
Mm.
and they do move slightly laterally.
Slightly.
Slightly.
The kid is moving more laterally than the guy is.
Mhm.
The
In
kid is moving
relation
more,
to his
period.
outside ski.
Yeah,
Yes.
that guy is stiff as a board.
Yeah. That's why I'm saying I'd like to see him do some of the things the kid's doing.
And then control speed through turn shape. Is that what's happening?
I think the kid
Yeah.
is braking at the end of each of his turns to control his speed.
I think the kid is definitely braking at the end of, at like the bottom of shaping.
Yeah.
I don't
With
know
that
if the kid
big-
is necessarily has the intent to use that to control his speed, but it is de facto controlling the kid's speed.
Mhm.
Right. As he pushes that outside ski out so far.
Yeah, it just gets a little too far out
Right.
and starts doing a one-legged hockey stop.
Yeah.
Whereas, how do we know the guy in the red is not controlling his speed successfully? It's not like he's flying down the mountain out of control. And
Well,
David,
he
you
ends up
touched on
matching
this.
skis.
Yeah. If my wedge turn goes so fast, too fast, when I start to come through the shaping, there's going to be enough pressure to push me enough inside that I'm going to Christie. Wedge turns are slow. They're slow because if you go too fast, you end up becoming parallel through the finish.
Or you become parallel to maintain your speed. One of the
Yeah.
two.
You become parallel and kind of give a little.
He's doing a little bit of both, right?
Like in his parallel side, he kind of like lets the tails go down the hill a little bit and gets a little braking going, and then goes forward and back into a wedge. So what does he need to do?
He he needs to create more upper lower body separation and rotate just with his legs and not with his upper body.
And how will that control his speed?
He'll have the ability to, if he's control, he'll have more ability. Well, you said don't use that word. He'll be able to independently flex and extend his legs and determine the rate at which he wants to turn, because he'll be able to steer by using a combination of edging and rotation. He'll be able to steer his skis either more down the fall line or across the fall line at a more even or progressive rate to maintain steady speed. Or the
That is
same.
a brilliantly
That was some word
complicated
salad.
answer.
Yes, that was some word salad.
I'm
That-
trying.
None of what you said is necessarily wrong. How about just turn more?
Turn more.
Turn
What if
more.
he increased the rate at which he was turning throughout the whole turn? That would give him a smaller radius
Yeah.
and would help control his speed. Yes, ideally he should do it with his feet and legs with a little bit of separation. But just tactically shaping that turn, making it a little smaller so it doesn't have this long transition where he picks up a whole ton of speed.
Mm.
What if he just turned more and turned sooner?
I think I know where you're trying to go, Dave. I think you were trying to link the rotational piece to the edging piece.
Yeah.
There's an alignment issue there too that you would have to start explaining. You see where I'm going now?
Well, yeah, I thought if he
Yeah.
could control his rotation through upper lower body separation, and when he edged, then he'd be able to control the rate at which he steers his skis better.
Yes and no. So now you got to make the connection between the rotational piece and the edging piece. You see what I mean? And I mean, maybe you got that down pat, right?
Or maybe I
Maybe
don't.
not. So the separation piece to the edging piece, right? Because now remember, there's two different kinds of separation. There's separation side to side, which is this, and then there's this. So when we start digging that hole, remember which shovel you want to use. Okay.
Okay, so you're saying, yeah, so I'm thinking rotation like this,
Yeah.
with upper lower body separation, but with edging is if he'll have lateral.
They'll leave the lateral over there. That's a different shovel,
Okay.
right? Just drop the lateral piece. I'm going to give you a hint. If I can rotate my legs and my hip sockets, what's that going to do to my angulation? What's going to allow me to do in terms of angulation?
It'll allow you to increase your angulation.
Bingo. Because
How
angulation
about
comes
let's
from
make
where?
it even simpler? If I can rotate my femur, can I use my lower leg to create angles? Because femoral rotation is part of that.
Well, you want to rotate you want to rotate your femoral heads. So
You need to rotate
you
your
have to, or you're not doing it correctly.
So when you're
Yes.
watching this guy in red, does he ever use femoral rotation to allow for angulation? Do you ever see
No.
the inside knees move this way?
No,
Right? The knees move to the inside of the turn.
no.
No. Never.
Yeah. No,
Never. The kid's doing
closest
that. he's doing it at least with one leg on every turn, right?
Yeah.
He's getting that femoral rotation. Now that's
Yeah.
part of the drill he's doing. That's the part that I'd like to see the guy in red do,
Mm-hmm.
is figure out how to get that angulation piece to roll in there. That's going to help him with his ability to adjust those micro adjustments and flattening and steepening the skis, allowing them to go from this to this seamlessly. But that's a lot. I mean,
Yeah.
I know, like I said, I knew where you're going. I like the idea that you're going with. I think that would have been a great teaching thing. It might be a little bit over, like I said, it was buried somewhere in that word salad of yours. So keep it simple. Keep it really simple.
If I can't turn my legs, I also can't create angles with my lower legs.
Yeah. And that's the connection between edging and rotation. Or rotation to edging, right? I have to be able to use independent leg rotation in order to create angles.
A common thread too.
Sort of, kind of in a weird way, yes. I mean, I think you could probably equate that to, both skis begin to be steered, pointed to the new turn, inside to the new turn, into the new turn. They don't really specifically call that piece out, because that's more of a biomechanic and not really a thing that you want to see visually. Okay. Anybody got any questions on this? Does this make complete sense, or did we just completely confuse the hell out of you? Laura, yes, no, maybe?
I think this kid is a member of ski race team,
Oh, sure he is. Yeah, he's got a race helmet on, and
and this is pretty good drill maybe for that has to do with the
he's trying to figure out how to pressure the ski to the outside earlier. Is he being successful?
yes, but well, by
No, not
was
really.
helping his hands. Otherwise, yeah, there may be a separation between like applying his pressure to his knee and he turning his skis.
Yeah.
I just
He's
keep
trying to
thinking I
create it.
need to get on snow to understand this again.
Well, come skiing, Laura.
Well, there's
The
on
mountain's
those
open.
on those 5 runs that are open, still says 1%, and I'm like, oh, give me more than 1%.
It's not
Hey,
that bad.
I'll
You
be
haven't
there.
put
I'll
your-
be there Thursday because I know you'll be able to make. They'll be able to make more snow by then, and supposedly a little snow's coming.
You got to put your gloves in the freezer. We need,
Oh, you do
desperately
gloves
need
in the
everybody
freezer.
on board now.
I do trail map in the freezer.
A trail map in the freezer. I don't have one, so.
Trail maps are back, by the way, at Winter Park.
Yep.
So anyway, any other questions on this? Laura, did all this make sense, or was that just like, shoo, here?
Well, like I said, I think when I talk about wedges, I need to get back on my skis and feel wedges again because it's easy to forget the details of the wedge. But
It is.
yeah. But
So,
no,
I mean,
it's making sense.
Can I
this is
just
one of the
ask a
things
couple of
that's-
questions?
Sure, go.
Just a little bit different topic, but does anybody see, I didn't hear any mention about fore-aft balance on either of those two skiers. And something we haven't mentioned at all lately, is anybody think maybe there's an equipment issue?
Ooh, okay. Talk to me.
Well, the equipment issue, and I look at this young kid and I think about mom and dad buying him some new ski boots that maybe are going to fit him for a few years.
Damn right.
And
I'm gonna waste
what's
money on
giving
new
you
ski
that
boots, is it?
hint? What makes you
Well,
think that those boots are too big?
there's a lot of leg motion going on to get the skis to do what he wants them to do. And you can see his kind of in his cuff of his upper boot, you can see his leg moving front to back in it quite a bit.
I mean, this one right here.
Yeah.
There's
got a
also
little bit
like
of both.
The boot itself looks like it might be half the length of his shin.
Yeah.
And I don't know, maybe if there are certain people who have really long feet and really skinny legs, they often have trouble skiing.
Well,
'Cause they
especially at
ke-
that age, right? I mean, he might be 10 or could be 10 years old.
And so the
His
feet could
feet
have
might
grown
be,
a whole
yeah.
ton. So it could be that the boots fit lengthwise, but that we need to shim them.
Yeah.
The other thing I notice, he's over flexing the crap out of those boots.
Yeah.
Mm.
Like, if he gets any more angle with his knee, he's gonna touch his knee down like he's doing a telly turn.
Right.
Mm.
But that might be coincidental, like an artifact of this drill, because he's driving that leg to the outside so hard and trying to flex at the same time that the ski could be pushing quite a bit back when it finally does connect. And he's flexing forward and down, trying to put pressure on it. So it could be an artifact of the drill that may not show up in his regular skiing.
Might not. The one thing I don't like seeing is him driving the knee to the inside. He should be driving the knee towards the tip of the ski. I think he's doing that for the most part on some of them, but some of his right footers, he tends to drive the knee down to the inside, which actually compromises.
Mm.
Well, yeah, he actually lifts his ski at one point because he's not releasing the edge. So he's trying to do that to compensate to get more pressure on his outside ski.
Yeah. All right, cool. Let's go to the BPs because I got some terrible ones today. All right. We got victim number 1 and victim number 2. All right. Who is going to speak of in this group?
Okay, well,
Oh,
I-
you
I-
got some fantastic ones, Gumby.
I mean, come on. The girl on the left could very well be an L2 candidate. Come on.
Hmm.
I didn't
There's
want to
just a
make it
lot to
hard.
work with, okay? There's a
Huh?
lot to work with. A lot to work with. That makes MA fun. When
okay,
there's not a lot to work with, then your brain starts to catch fire.
we'll start with skier on the right.
All right.
Okay, so we see that there's no ankle flexion, and the skier she makes a turn by turning skis parallel and controlling speed, but just going to fall line and then making sudden abrupt turns from side to side, so she can control her speed, and that's what kind of dictates her turns. And she's not switching weight from transferring weight from foot to foot. She stays on on inside ski on the side leg all the time.
Okay.
Skier on the left makes better turns. We can see ankle flexion for the most part of the turn, but and finishing the turn, she loses her forward position and goes to back seat, and she had to use her whole body to finish the turn. But her skis stay mostly in parallel though.
Okay.
Is that enough?
You're going to tell me. 'Cause
Um,
I'm going to start picking on you.
okay.
All
Yeah,
right. So
let me say no. Let me say no more because it'll be opportunity to say more.
you're gonna leave me just enough ammo to sink you, huh? All right. So you talked about this girl on the right first, that she has very little ankle flexion. Okay. How does that affect her ski to ski?
That by not having enough ankle flexion, her position is more aft, and the pressure is on the tail of her skis, and in this position, it's very difficult to make a efficient turn, and she has to use her the whole entire body to turn the skis. So this turning is not coming from ankles and legs and feet.
So, lack of ankles, skis are pressured in the back. We got to make a rotational move to get us from side to side, right? Is that what I'm hearing?
Yes.
How does that affect ski to ski pressure? Because you brought it up. That's the only reason I'm saying it.
Ski to ski pressure would define the shape of the turn. Let's start with that.
Would define a shorter turn?
Not define, but the help to.
Sure, I
Yeah.
agree. Would help her turn, right? I'm going to suggest you take that piece and you throw it away. Because what's the big issue? The big issue is
Turn completed by
wow,
with
the first sentence you had was a big concern. She has no ankle flex.
Yes.
So is that related to ski pressure, or is that related to some other fundamental?
That would relate to edging.
No, keep going.
Well,
Fore aft.
fore aft, yeah,
Fore aft, right?
right.
So if she has no ankle flex and she has bent her knees and she's basically sitting on her back heels the whole time, what does that cause her to have to do in order to get the skis from side to side?
She would have to use her hips and shoulders to make
Right.
it.
And she's doing that, right?
Yes.
Okay, so that's a causal relationship between them. So let's go back to why. And Scott did a really nice description as to why. Do you remember that?
I would probably remember if I hear it again.
Scott, help him out.
Yes. Go ahead, Scott.
So basically what we want to do is use our skeletons to hold us up so that because we're sitting back, our muscles are engaged and they're working really hard just to hold us up. So it makes us much, much harder to use them to turn our feet and legs because they're already engaged just holding us up. So if we can get more forward and be more balanced, our muscles will be more relaxed, makes it much easier to turn your femurs and knees and ankles for both rotation and steering.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
Cool. So what would be the number one change we got to do to this girl on the right? Because I agree. Big switch from side to side, just a series of hockey stops. Everything's a big, powerful rotation. She turns like a 5-year-old, right?
Yeah.
You know, it's just from side to side.
She has better clothes.
She's just, she may have a 5-year-old. I don't know. I mean,
I disagree. I do not like her outfit.
I said it was better than a 5-year-old's.
Oh, I've seen some good looking 5-year-olds.
okay.
I'm partial
Let's
to the
get back
glitter
on track
myself.
here.
I'm the fashion police around here.
Exactly. So in her case, she needs to have more flex in the ankles, possibly less flex in the knees. It's going to be hard to tell until we actually get the ankles engaged. And that's going to allow her to do this instead of this. See how that causational relationship happens?
Yeah, I would say ankle flexion and pointed knees over toes,
Uh-huh.
and move the hips forward.
Pull the hips forward, get those hips forward. But it's got to start at the ankles, right?
Right.
Mm-hmm. All right. So what happens to this girl on the left? I think you were pretty close. I think the description at the end or in the middle there where you're talking about her foraft was not quite there and needed to fill in some bones a little bit. All right. Because when I see her in the shaping phase and the finish phase, she seems relatively well balanced. But when she gets to that initiation, what happens?
She's losing that forward position.
She's using
She's losing forward
Losing
position, losing it.
yeah. Which way is she going?
She's
Is it
opens
forward,
her
up, backwards,
she goes back.
back? So
She
she opens up her ankles.
opens the ankles, and yes, she opens up ankles, and her inside she's kind of separates her. She needs to keep her inside ski under her body. She needs to retract.
Well, I think that's a result of what she's doing, right? I think it's not much different than the girl on the right in terms of because she goes back and she opens her ankles and her hips up, which makes her whole body goes back. She actually has to pick up that ski to flip it around, the inside ski.
Yeah, she.
So I think that's actually a result.
Mm-hmm. So again, everything starts from the ankles.
Yeah. Can she maintain that balance that she has? And instead of going up and then twist,
She needs to go
stay in one
forward.
position?
She needs to go forward.
Yeah, move forward and allow this to happen instead. Because I see a little bit of leg rotation through the shaping into finish. It's Pikite, but at least I see it, right? Because she actually skis ever so slightly into a little bit of a countered position. Ever so slightly. Dion might disagree. I'm saying this much. We'd like to see more.
I'm saying it happens above her pelvis.
It does happen above the pelvis, yes. She's not,
So
yeah.
I think that gives her, I don't know that it necessarily means that she has leg turning. I think the fact that it occurs above her pelvis means she can use that pelvis to turn her skis.
I'm going to say there's a little bit of leg turning because we talked about this before, because at this position right here, she's getting a little bit of angulation that's happening. And again,
Paquito.
it's much, right? But at least I've got something that I can work with and we can talk about, right? Not as opposed to the girl on the right here it just doesn't even exist.
And she does not maintain pressure on outside ski throughout the turn.
Cool.
She had pressure here, but then she loses that and falls inside the turn.
Cool. What's that cause her to do? What does that cause her to do? We just talked about that a second ago. Because she loses pressure to the outside ski, and she starts to stand on the inside ski. What does that make her pelvis do?
Pelvis is rotating into the turn.
Yes.
It's following the turn.
It's following the turn. So she loses what little tiny bit of counters that she has.
Yeah.
And again, it's the rinse and repeat. Now I got to extend, I got to twist, and then I can do all the good stuff at the end because she's got a lot of good things going on. Questions? Comments? Am I just completely full of it? Do we want to do this again next week?
Yes.
That's pretty emphatic, Dave.
Which part of this would you like to do next week?
Oh, I've already got javelin turns and white pass turns already queued up.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
let's look at those. Again, what's the big thing you got out of this tonight, Roman?
Well, I think understanding
Thicker,
like
a
more
thicker
analysis.
skin.
I need that. I need that. I need that. Hopefully.
Yeah, unfortunately, people don't realize this, but half of MA is just the tough love part. We have to kind of get you to, you know,
Yeah,
bat you back to the middle.
grew me here instead of somebody else on the mountain.
Hey, I got it done to me, you know. All I'm doing is passing down the abuse. Dave knows he has to work with Mike.
Yeah. That was good. It's, yeah, it makes me think. That's for sure.